Well, yeah, this is certainly a video I wish I didn't have to do, but a lot of money and expensive parts. Let's go in this truck. Well, here we go, another video. It is about 8 o'clock, a little bit past 8 o'clock in the morning. I guess worst case scenario as far as the transmission goes. Drive, went about 5 miles down the road, started in a U-turn, and when I transitioned to straightaway, which was the feeder, automatically knew the torque converter was about to give out, or was on the way out the door already. No matter how hard I was applying the accelerator pedal, not that I wasn't really getting much. I was maybe cruising at 25, 35 miles an hour. I was able to roll it to a Walmart parking lot, luckily, and so that I wasn't blocking traffic or anything like that. And I let the truck sit, called the wife, let her know where I was at, what happened, and so after letting the truck sit for about 15-20 minutes waiting on a ride, I turned it back on. I put it in reverse. I had reverse for a little bit. I put it in drive. I put it in reverse again. Nothing. So I had absolutely no drive gears anymore. Excuse me. Manual 1, manual 2, nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. So after having it towed over here to the house, I went ahead and turned the truck on, made sure that it was still in operating temperatures, and I checked the transmission fluid, and yeah, toast. It did smell burned. I put it on a petri dish, and I went under the microscope with it, and yeah, it had metal shavings in there. It was burned. So it sucks, because that's like $160 worth of filter and transmission fluid that y'all already know I had just changed out just for this torque converter to give out. But the transmission shop that had last rebuilt this transmission did not really do a good job at it, because I was having fast shift issues between first and second, and I had put a programmer on this truck, and they took the truck back under warranty, and man, it just one thing after another. Bad transmission shop. So I'm taking it to this one guy that I should have taken it to. So basically, this video is going to be taking the transmission out, of course, taking the drive line out, disconnecting it from the transfer case, taking the transfer case off. Unfortunately, I had to do this stuff by myself. I really don't have any help or anybody that's, I guess, strong enough to be able to handle this transmission. So if you ever run into this issue, try to find somebody. I'm taking a risk. This thing breaking one of my bones or a couple of my bones, because this transmission is pretty heavy, but I'm I guess I'd say a pretty strong guy. So everybody says that about themselves, I know that, but I'll be able to handle this transmission, and I will be buying another truck to flip sometime between tomorrow and Wednesday, and I'm actually going to be using that truck to transport the transmission to the transmission shop. So unfortunately, the video starts right here. Alright, just like in one of my previous videos, y'all already know how I'm draining the transmission pan by letting one side angle down and unbolting the screws, the bolt. So right now I'm just waiting on it to finish draining out, and go from there. Alright, let me show y'all real quick what this transmission fluid should look like and should not look like. Alright, I had a little bit left over from the recent flush and the filter change. And this is brand new fluid. This is what it's not gonna look like this whenever you take it out. It's gonna look a little bit dingy, on the dingy side, but it's gonna have kind of a sweet smell, and it's not gonna be strong. And this is the sample that I came out with, that came out the transmission. This is very, you can't even see through it, like whatsoever. And comparing side by side, they look very, very different. Alright, I went ahead and put this, the pan back on. I made kind of a mess up there, but not such of a mess down here. Gonna take the front drive shaft off. I already have one bolt on. I didn't have the right tools, so I have extra sockets. This one I believe is a 13. No, I think it's 13. Anyway, you need a 12-point socket, and it's hard to get between. It's hard to get between here and the transfer case with the ratchet on. So I went ahead and made this. I cut this. This was from an earlier, from a previous one. I would just basically welded it onto the wrench, and that's how I'm taking these bolts off. Pretty easy. So, all right. You'll see right here, I had to cut this one bolt off because it was stripped too much and it was seized in place. And I have a zip tied right here on the side. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and start disconnecting, like transmission range sensor, disconnect the 4x4 sensor and the clutch pack solenoid. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and take care of the U-joint. I took this out already with some pliers. I was able to pinch it closed. So what we're going to do now is on the other side. So we have a socket that's about the same size, almost the same size as the U-joint itself. We're going to go from the other side, take out the clip, and we're going to start banging it, and that's how we're going to take them out. Okay, I went ahead and took off the double drive shaft, and I took the slip yoke out from the back of the transfer case right there. The reason why I did this, because it gave me it was actually a lot more easier just to take out the middle part, and there goes the bearings right there. So we have that out right now. Okay, now we're taking off the transfer case. So these bolts up here, right here, I'm gonna be taking off with a 14mm, and luckily I have a ratcheting wrench, and that's backwards, and I'll be able to take these bolts off. I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's either 6 or 8, but it's a 14mm, and already disconnected right the 4x4 linkage on the other side though. So there we go. Well, there goes the transfer case. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and start on bolting the transmission. Alright, right here, we just took this starter out. 17mm bolts. Got 3 of them right there. And need to figure out, I don't know exactly how many bolts we have to dismount the transmission. Pretty sure it's 6, but it just might be 4. Well, before we start dismounting the transmission, we do need to take these lines off. You have one line and you have another line over there. They both take 1/2 inch, and you will need to use a wrench on those. Dipstick, it pops off right there on the side. Alright, taking this plate off right here, 10 millimeter. It's a little process taking this transmission apart, or taking it off Rhino. But it is a lot of work. It's just not hard. Well, most of it. Some of it is gonna be a little bit on the hard side. So we got one more right here. Alright, you're gonna have to take this plate off for the cable that goes to the range sensor. 14 millimeter. You got two of them. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up these mounting bolts. There's one. There's another that you could kind of see back there. There's two on top and there's two on the other side. So in total there's going to be 6 mounting bolts. I'm going to go ahead and loosen them at first. And right here on this cross member, I already loosened these. I'm going to get the jack and hold this side up. And I'm going to take the cross member off. And one thing I need to remember is I had to loosen this up and let the shifting arm loose and up, so I don't bring it all the way down and tear the rubber boot right there. These mounting bolts are 3/4 inch sockets. These bolts here are 18 millimeter. Alright, I already took this out. This bolt right there is a 1/2 inch bolt going all the way through, and I already took it up through the boot. The shifter threw up the boot. So now we're gonna go ahead and get the jack, put it right here on this side. And we're gonna try to miss the transmission pan. Looked like somebody already bent it in the past. I promise that wasn't me. And then we're gonna go ahead and start loosening up the bolts to the cross member. Alright, this is how I got it set up so I don't have to kill myself. But still might. I'm gonna find some straps. I'm gonna strap everything down, and I'm gonna secure it better right here on the bottom so it doesn't get stupid with me. Alright, y'all. Finna take it off now. Alright, there she goes. Transmission is out. Transfer case. Still got the torque converter I need to take out. There she goes. Alright, since we had the transmission and transfer case out, next thing we're gonna take out is torque converter right here. It does use 6 bolts back here, and you can see one right there. 6 bolts, 9/16, and you can turn the flywheel as long as you have two hands. You can turn the flywheel. It's not that hard. Flex plate flywheels on standard transmission. So yeah, you could turn the flex plate. So I went ahead and took the transmission to David's Beltran transmissions right off of Kirkendall and Louetta right here in Houston. It's gonna be about $1,500-1,600. Just need to talk to them. I'm gonna find out why this transmission, the torque converter, tore everything up. Hopefully they could give me some kind of information, insight, some kind of news or whatever. But I'll make sure to relay it and put on my next video. Hopefully get back something, man. And after I put the transmission back in the truck, I am going to take the truck back to that shop and get I'm just going to go ahead and pay to get the truck scanned for any kind of codes or anything like that. So All right, y'all. I didn't show in the video me dropping the transmission off and putting the transmission back in the truck, but the truck does have the transmission back in it. Everything is put together. Took it for a test drive. Everything's perfect. Still having a slight shift issue between second and third, or third and fourth. I forgot. So it's probably gonna be my ECM, PCM. Some people call it different. Might have to get that one checked out. I haven't taken it to the shop to get it scanned for any diagnostics test yet. I bought a Bluetooth one. Maybe I'll be able to pull codes with that. If not, I'll take it to the shop. But everything seems to be going pretty good. And I did buy this other truck eventually, and I guess maybe another video. We'll have a video on that. It is a 95 F350 4.9 liter 4x4. The first time buying one of these to flip, and have a few tricks up my sleeve and a few issues that it has. It wasn't running too good. It was running pretty rich, but I have an idea what it is. So stay tuned for the next video. And I did get an aftermarket torque converter for Rhino for the 7.3, and everything came out to be 1750. And I do, even though I took out the transmission myself and put it in, I do have a 1-year warranty. The guy was cool enough to be able to offer that to me. So 1750 is what it cost. And I know a lot of people will pay a lot more. But, alright, that's the end of this video.